Life as a first responder is incredibly insane. And on December of 2021, I made a life changing decision in which I followed a childhood dream of mine to become a first responder. In the modern era, we often discuss having careers in the information technology sector, finance and business, or generally speaking, anywhere else but civil service, and that's pretty much for good reason. Hey everybody, Holy City WoW here, creator of the Let's Level Warcraft series. Today is pretty much another off-the-cuff style video, non-scripted, in which I'm going to shed some light on my experience, personal experience thus far, as a first responder coming up on 5 years of service. I'll be combining real-life experience alongside using nerd terminology to kind of bridge the gap. So, in other words, combine World of Warcraft and Azeroth, the world of Azeroth itself, pretty much to help me tell the story, tell the bit of the message that ultimately is pretty much going to be the same. So hopefully the correlation is going to make sense. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and begin. I grew up in the countryside of Westfall, just outside of Moonbrook. Never had much to do outside of playing football or helping in the garden, raising chickens and rabbits and all that good stuff. Very deep blue collar roots. My first taste of gaming would actually come in the form of Pokemon with the Game Boy Color. Then, due to my old man, I was able to experience games such as Resident Evil at a very young age, with Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield becoming huge bits of inspiration later on in my life. My old man served in the Cole Tyran Naval Forces. After retirement, he had aspirations to become an engineer, but found the role of first responder through basically an acquaintance. He interviewed for the Stormwind City, but found that their offer was a little over the top and trying to pan into the human nature of wanting to become something bigger than yourself. Military folks, y'all know what I'm talking about. You go to the recruiter's office and the short sale tale that they all try to do, you know what I mean? He ultimately would end up declining and working for the bougie city of Dalaran with a better offer and one that he would ultimately carry to his soon-to-be retirement. Shouts to you, old man. I was a child of the arts. Mom made sure that myself and my older sister and whatnot, we were very open-minded to everything and learned as much as we could. She was also a first responder, more so on the medical side. She worked her tail off to give us the best upbringing as possible, though, to be quite honest, nothing was ever easy. So, after graduation, our family relocated to Red Ridge Mountains, still in the countryside with all a family could ever need. Again, blue collar, deep roots. Something for myself, however, was basically missing. I wanted adventure and had to figure out life outside of just being a dedicated gamer, having competed at multiple competitive events, more so MLG. For my Halo family out there, Halo 2 and 3, yep, I was in there. I decided college was the route and ended up journeying to the West Coast in Teldrassil of all places for university studying advanced information technology. So, West Coast fam. Learning all about y'all's West Coast lifestyle, terminology, and embracing that emo phase that we all did back then. Hairstyle, skinny jeans, Converse sneakers, and all studded checkered belts. Yes, I love that stuff. I would ultimately drop out, however, and relocate back home, eventually meeting my wife and having a beautiful son. One day, I actually got a phone call to head down to Stormwind, of all places. Turns out they had accepted my application and I was given an offer. Didn't think that would happen, but it turns out, hey, you never know. Both my parents, however, never wanted me to venture in the world of first response. My father especially was against it. But, like a good son always does, we never listen. Being a first responder in Stormwind City is absolutely insane. Having never been exposed to such circumstances and situations makes for some interesting stories, trust me. When I got on, however, the pay was low, the hours were brutal, they still are, and the manpower was at its lowest point. My unit in particular started as a team of 6 and rapidly decreased to a team of 3 and eventually 2. Before I knew it, it was quite honestly, it was just myself and my sergeant covering both the north and south sector of Stormwind City at night on weekends, where the trade district was popping with everyone showing off their transmogs and Grand Marshal sets. The college graduates at the Mage's Tower were absolutely wild. They still are. And the gosh darn Navy people at the ports and their traditional obsession with drinking copious amounts of alcoholic content. I still don't understand what it is. This would remain the case for a relatively decent amount of time before our unit would receive another person who pretty much became my partner for that year. To be frank, I couldn't tell you how we got through some nights. Our sergeant was, and pretty much still is, a big inspiration for myself. Also, having served in the Cold Tier Navy in combat zones, he had a much better understanding of how to deal with situations and lead me through difficult scenarios. Always in the field with his team, always on scene when we need it, always a leader, willing to shield us from the growing headaches of command staff. That never ceases. Things got slightly better with the addition of a new unit, specifically designed to deal with the madness of the trade district, allowing the rest of us to focus on the other sectors. Myself primarily being assigned on the south end sector, which, again, the mage kids, learning about all their arcane stuff, and the older rich folk in Old Town. Some days are certainly better than others. You go through what I call a volley of cycles, where you end up cycling through stages of depression, struggling to maintain your mental well-being, and laughing at stuff just to relieve the stress, having that reaction. Many struggle to maintain, however, and oftentimes we lose many to demons of their own. Seriously, the SI rate is incredibly high. It's scaringly high. This would happen to someone pretty close to me. Eventually, I joined a specialized unit, one that focuses on crisis response and intervention. The training is eye-opening in many ways. You learn many things about human nature and the elements of why we are the way we are, including recognition of neurodivergent response, which to this day is pretty much my specialty. I wear my heart on my shoulder. Imagine this emo kid all the way from the countryside of the Eastern Kingdom walking in the footsteps of my old man, taking the leap of faith and realizing I can never aspire to be even half the man he is. Even as a father now, I have no idea how he did it all those years. Oftentimes I discuss matters with him, although proud of my willingness to partake in a career path that is very much against his wishes. He still believes I can do something even greater. I took this chance in life to prove to myself that I can do something difficult. I can overcome an obstacle and finally get to figure life out. You know, that bridge that we all have to cross at some point. The reality, however, was that I basically jumped from the shallow end of the pool straight to the deep end and had to get hit with everything in between all at once. All the while hearing my old man, his voice in my head, saying in the distance, echoing on occasions, "I told you so, kiddo." I'm coming up on 5 years of service, officially earning my first service stripe, soon to be. It's been a wide range of ups and downs. Back in college, now to finish what I started years ago, and steadily raising a family as best as I can. For those seeking to become a first responder, I do hope this kind of brings some insight into what you may expect, the challenges that you may face. The challenges that I talk about here are definitely very personal. They can certainly be overcome. Just take it from me. Is this career something I can recommend? Absolutely not. There are varying options that are far more better suited for family life and one's own dreams and ambitions. who's to say an eventual transition back to the civilian world isn't in my near future? Time will tell. I'd love to actually, put that degree to full use the way it's meant to be. Now, as someone slightly more senior, I look at younger guys coming in and say, bless your heart. You truly have no idea. But that same courage to take on the challenge, that same dream and aspiration and drive that I once had, and everything in between, is a call that most will never answer. And that by itself deserves nothing but praise. No one's wanting to go into civil service, and these days, especially in the field that we're in, nobody's willing to take that leap and take on that challenge and protect humanity, serve everybody, do all different kinds of wonderful and amazing things. It's just a call, like many. It's a call to serve. That's what civil service is all about. To you guys, to you younger guys, younger gals that are looking to really jump into this and take it seriously and do everything, follow in our footsteps in a sense, in a way, I hope you remain level-headed and do your absolute best, because realistically, that's all we can ever do. Don't ever lose yourself. Don't ever fall. Don't ever fall. Because many people are counting on you. Many people, including your team, your compadres, and everybody out there. We're counting on you to be there. And we're gonna see it through. Thank y'all so much, Shukran family, for joining me on another off the cuff / off the rip. I still need to figure out an actual proper title to these VOD series. Maybe y'all can help me out with it. Any creative name. I was thinking Calamity Canteen, or it's just more lore kind of stuff. But if y'all have an interesting name, please toss it out. Toss it to me. I'd be more than interested to hear y'all's feedback. Thank y'all so much for the support on the last off the cuff video. It was really well received. Seriously, shukran. I really cannot say that enough. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are incredible. If y'all see me in game, please do say hi. Y'all can just whisper me if you want to meet up somewhere. Even if I'm in the middle of something, please, I will gladly come meet y'all in any zone, stop, talk, chill, give any life advice that I can, or just anything, I want to run some dungeons or do anything. I'm on the Blood Furnace server, but I believe everything now is pretty much cross-realm or cross-server, so I'm down for anything, and I'm totally down to chill with my Horde fam out in Undercity, or the Alliance fam, even if it's in, Gnommergan, all the gnomes and whatnot. Shoutouts to y'all. But yeah, if y'all see me in game, please never hesitate to stop by and talk, and I hope this really does inspire some of y'all that are thinking about jumping into civil service and being a first responder. Please, we need you. We definitely could use you. Or maybe even consider it as a career path. Y'all are amazing. Stay safe. I'll catch y'all on the next one. For those that came before us, and for those that will come after us, thank you. Here I am. Send me. I still miss you, buddy. Think about you all the time.